Leaders at home and across the nation are continuing to show an outpouring of love for the former president and his family. This is what both of our Georgia U.S. senators had to say. Senator Jon Ossoff says the former president's dedication to public service changed so many lives in the U.S. and around the world. He believes millions of people will admire and appreciate his efforts moving forward. Senator Raphael Warnock called him one of his heroes and an example of what it means to make your faith come alive through service. The 5 living presidents also shared their thoughts and prayers for his family. This is what President Joe Biden had to say as he prepares to finish his term. He says they had the honor of calling the former president a dear friend. He also left behind a message for the next generation, encouraging them to study Carter's life if they want to find purpose and meaning. This is what President-elect Donald Trump had to say on his social media platform, saying, "We owe Carter a debt of gratitude. As former president, he could have faced challenges while working to improve everyone's lives." Augusta's mayor did share his own. Mayor Garnett Johnson posting this statement online saying, quote, "The city of Augusta joins the world in mourning the passing of a great American and an incredible Georgian, former President Jimmy Carter, a man whose legacy of service, compassion, and dedication to humanity will forever be remembered." Across the river, 2 leaders from South Carolina shared their own statements. U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham says Carter lived a full and incredible life. Now he'll be remembered for his humanitarian efforts as much as, quote, any legislative accomplishment. U.S. Congressman James Clyburn said former President Jimmy Carter leaves behind a legacy of international peace and diplomacy. He highlighted how Carter brokered historic agreements between Egypt and Israel, created the Departments of Energy and Education, and so much more. We also heard from a couple people here at home who wanted to honor Carter.
Anytime we lose any significant political figure in life, no matter if you're Republican or Democrat, it's a big deal. And, anytime the president, they always lay their lives down for us and everything and try to make the best decisions for our country. So it's a big deal, no matter anytime we lose someone significant like a president.
Carter continued to stay active in his community. This picture was taken at his last Sunday school teaching in Plains. We have an old black and white photo of Jimmy and Rosalind Carter's home. The pair married at Plains Methodist Church on July 7th, 1946, just weeks after Jimmy Carter's graduation from the U.S. Naval Academy in Maryland. Georgians headed to the Carter Center yesterday to pay their respects. They laid down flowers by the sign and took a moment to reflect. Some of the tributes came from those who didn't get a chance to meet him, but they say they admired and learned from his work. One student from North Carolina touched on how the former president's character can be inspirational.
He understood that outside of politics, outside of policy, there's a person on the other side. And if we can appeal to that person, we can get things done and we can create a better future. So for my generation, I think we should use him as an example of what diplomacy looks like, of what reaching across the aisle truly looks like.
Former President Carter served in office until 1981. After he left, he continued to serve. In 1982, he founded the Carter Center and became a distinguished professor at Emory University. Then he and Rosalind became volunteers and the public faces of Habitat for Humanity. We have more reaction on the passing of Jimmy Carter and more stories on the way of the legacy he leaves behind. You can find all of that on our website, WRDW.com. You can just scan this code right there on your screen. It'll take you directly there.